In this video, I will walk you through a plan that will help you understand a reason for being. So this concept known as Ikigai comes from Japan, and essentially it breaks down what you do and your life purpose into 4 different things. And the life purpose at the end of the day, the Ikigai, is that one thing. It's been well documented online. So if you just go to Google and search for Ikigai, you will see a lot of different pieces of information about Ikigai and how it is a secret to a long and happy life. Now, it just as well, a major portion of it applies in your business as well, but I want to approach this video and talk about how it can impact you as an online business owner. So if you're running a business digitally, if you sit behind your computer all day, or hey, you might be one of those digital nomads that travels around the world and works on their laptop, but I'll talk about how this may apply to you for all intents and purposes. Now, this platform has 4 different parts. So things that you love, things that you're good at, things that you can be paid for, and things that the world needs. So typically when we start our life, we only want to do what we love doing. We're kids, we play with toys, we follow along different fleeting hopes and ambitions and dreams, and we just do a different thing every day. That's what childhood is like. And it's fun. It's the best time of our life. Because then as we get into school, we get into college, we start looking at things that we are good at and things that we want to pursue in future. Maybe some of you might have chosen to do engineering. Some of you chose to do programming. Some of you just stuck with arts because that's what you like doing. And that's good. So what you love and what you're good at is quite often the intersection of that is passion. What you are passionate about, what makes you crazy about doing a certain thing. So let's look at this in the sense of a business, in the sense of what it is that we are doing and how it impacts our lives. So we talked about love and what you're good at, and that turns out to be passion. So whenever you hear someone saying that, hey, follow along your dreams, follow along your passion, this is what they're talking about. They're talking about things that you are happy to do day in, day out because they fulfill a childlike purpose of feeling happy, as well as things that you actually are good at. So let's say if you enjoy painting and if you love the satisfaction that you get from creating something beautiful, well, that's your passion. And if it pays you as well, that's your profession. So this is important. If something actually pays you, so let's say if someone buys your painting, well, that's good because you're good at something and you can also make money with it, so that becomes your profession, right? So this is the profession part. Now, there's no reason why your passion and profession can't be the same thing. In fact, that is what a lot of people do. That is what a lot of people who work on the computers do, digital marketing. That's why they like doing this. They get a feeling of satisfaction, but to an extent, also a feeling of uselessness. And that's because they're not really perhaps fulfilling something that the world needs as well, right? They're not fulfilling that criteria. So if you find something that you can be paid for, let's say you do volunteering, but it's a paid volunteering, and it's also what the world needs, it's a vocation, right? Not a vacation, it's a vocation. So let me just put that down. So it's what the world needs. Now, long term, you want to be at a cross section of all of these. Because if I just think about what you get paid for, which again, let's say is charity work, and what the world needs, you can do all of that. And if you also love that, that's a good thing, because that gives you some sense of excitement and complacency, but also a sense of uncertainty, right? Because you're not really good at it. I mean, you're kind of okay doing it, but you find that it's not something that you're very good at. So you feel that maybe there's someone else who's better than I am. And again, if I think about this particular cross section, which is the cross section between, say, what you're good at, right, and what you can be paid for, so this particular area, and what the world needs, that will give you a sense of comfort, but it will still leave you feeling empty because it's not something you love doing. Maybe charity work isn't something you love doing. And if I think about these 2 circles now, so what the world needs and what you love. So let's say again, you absolutely love doing graphic designs, and the world needs a great graphic designer who can, present great ideas in a simple way. That becomes your mission in life. That is something you absolutely must do. And if that also intersects with what you're good at, then that becomes delightful. It's something that you feel confident about waking up every morning and doing. The thing is, if that doesn't pay you, what's the point? Right? If you have to do this for free for everyone, what is the actual point? Because it could be a passion, it could be a mission, but it's never going to be a profession or vocation. It's never going to pay you. So you ideally, in an ideal world, you need a combination of all of these, which is Ikigai. You need an intersection in life. Let me give another example here. So say when you first start in this journey of online marketing, some people do it because they love it. Some people do it because they want freedom, right? They want, and they suck at it. They really suck at it. They can't sell a course. They can't build a list. They can't do anything which is actually good. But they love the idea of being free, right? Then eventually they realize, okay, you know what? I'm getting paid for it as well, which is good. I love doing it and I'm getting paid for it. And as they get paid for it, they realize that, okay, they can get good at it, or they can just give it to someone else. So that initial love, gets them paid, which is not a bad thing at all, right? So again, intersection of love with what you get paid for. It might be what the world needs, or it might be something they're somewhat good at. It gives people a sense of satisfaction. They feel that, okay, I'm doing a good thing, I'm getting paid, I'm doing a good thing for my family, but it's still not the big thing. It's still not the big idea. And the way to live a fulfilled and happy life is to work towards a big idea. If your ideas remain too small, if they only affect the micro environment, you will never get that feeling of satisfaction, the feeling of spiritual happiness that Ikigai talks about. So I know this is a very wide concept, and this is something Stephen and I discuss all the time. It's very critical to how we think about a mission with Gaivio and our mission with everything that we do. But for me, for example, I love training people. I love watching people make money. And it's something I'm good at. I enjoy teaching, and it's also something that I feel I'm naturally good at. At the same time, it pays me, which is a great thing. But a long-term goal. I mean, sure, some people get results with what I teach, which is perfectly fine. And it is what the world needs, but we still haven't impacted a major part of the world. And that's our goal moving forward. They want to have a really major impact. And I know if you are older than I am, if you have been through a lot more than I am, I respect that. But you're probably thinking, screw the world. Fix your own world first. And I get that. I really, really get that. You need to define your boundaries. If your world is just you and your family, that is perfectly fine. That is okay, because if you do all of that, and if you're happy with it, it will make you happy. But I know a lot of business owners who are at the age of 40 to 45, and they love what they're doing. They are good at what they're doing. They get paid for it, but they're not fulfilling a major cause, or the cause that they've started out to fulfill doesn't really excite them anymore. So that leaves them with a feeling of still somewhat of an emptiness or uselessness, right? It's still not the strongest thing that they could have. Again, it's not the emptiness, it's more like uselessness. They feel that they're not impacting on something big. Their life is not bigger than them. So always challenge yourself, because you will find eventually something you love. You will find something that you're good at, and also something you can be paid for. But to really succeed in life, to really have that feeling of accomplishment before you die, you need to also give something back to the world. And that's where the concept of Ikigai comes in. Watch some of the videos online. There's a lot of information on Google. Just search for it and you'll realize how strong the concept is. It's the reason for being, basically. It's the reason that we exist. If you've ever wondered your why, if you're doing business, for example, if you are writing that next ebook, just to distill it down to that concept, just think about the reason for being at that stage. Is it adding value to your reason of being? Is it taking you in the right direction with your reason of being? If it is not, discard that activity right away. If it's an ebook that you're writing, you don't even love it, why are you doing it? It's not going to, if it doesn't fulfill all these criteria over long term, why are you doing it right now? If you tell me, oh, it's just so I can get paid right now, there are other things you could be doing to get paid. Sure, they might not get you paid as much, but if it is what the world needs, if it is something you're good at, you're going to enjoy it more. You're going to find more joy out of it. Again, I know this is not typically the kind of video that you come on this channel to watch, but I hope that you look at this. I hope that you get excited by this, and I hope that this is something you can wake up every morning and embody the idea that you matter, what you do matters to a lot of people. So when you wake up in the morning, promise to yourself that you're going to do something that impacts the world, even if it's a micro world to begin with, but eventually more and more people, and grow towards that. Never shrink, always grow.